Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is starting the week slightly positive, but we haven't got a breakout yet. Yeah, so it's still overall sideways price action, but obviously getting interesting as we are approaching again the red trend line here on the daily chart, which means the overall bullish thesis I have is still and remains relevant and is currently being confirmed further. What is the bullish thesis? So as I said in the last videos over the last week or so, last couple of weeks, because we have a 5-wave move up from the 5th of August low, we're generally looking for higher. Even in the blue scenario, which I've just shown you here, wave 5 of 1 should still go higher. In the third wave, in the white scenario, which is an extended diagonal pattern, blue is a leading diagonal and could be nearly complete. Wave 3 should get another 4-5 pattern. So in the white count, wave 1, wave 2, A, B, C in wave 3, then wave 4, then wave 5. Also here we should go higher, but in both of these scenarios, we are looking for ideally a little bit higher in white wave 3, which should get towards like 73.5K, or even in blue wave 5, which doesn't have to, but could go also a little bit higher. So overall, still looking for higher. However, if we break below certain levels on the 1-hour chart, then here on the daily chart, this support area becomes the focus. It's between 53,113 and 60,960 USD. Why is this support area important? Because it is support for blue wave 2. So that means if we now get a decent pullback in wave 2, the price needs to hold above 53K pretty much, or more bearish scenarios become more probable. Yeah, but in very, very simple words, and if you're not worried about, if you don't want to worry about the microstructure and all sorts of micro counts and micro support levels, see, as long as we're holding above 53,113 and avoid a sustained break below it, I'm generally looking for higher. Now, that's not a prediction we will test that level. It just means that probabilities will shift towards a more bearish interpretation below that level. So it tells you the key support that needs to hold. I'm not saying we have to test it. There are levels above it that possibly will be tested, but that 53,113 level, there's no need to go down to that level. Could do though. So it is, it is a risk level that needs to hold to keep the overall upside alive. But it also means that you have to be prepared for a dip. And we get signals on the 1-hour chart first, of course. You know? Now, let's take a look at the 1-hour time frame, because we haven't clearly seen yet confirmation that we've started wave 2 yet. So we are still sort of in either wave 3 in the white count, which, as a reminder, should take us to round about 73.5K plus, or we are still in wave 5 in blue, which could also still take us a little bit higher. So let's take a look at the 1-hour time frame. Have we seen any adjustments? A small adjustment to the blue micro count. Bear in mind, this is just the 1-hour chart. It's not relevant really at the moment to the big picture, whatever happens here. So what have we talked about? I mean, essentially the market is doing what we talked about. I highlighted to you yesterday that the microstructure is likely going to morph a few times. Why? Because we are moving in corrective patterns up and down, up and down. That's what the analysis is telling us. We have to be here very flexible, very open to, let's say, a few more changes of the micro counts. And why is that the case? That's the case because we are moving just here in a sideways range within a larger range. We haven't broken out yet. We see 3 waves down, 3 waves up, 3 waves down, 3 waves up. Yeah, and we just, you know, price could keep that up for a little while. I mean, again, it's that US election indecision, the uncertainty around it, that also creates some of that. Okay. Now, the trend, however, overall is still up because we haven't even broken below our upper support area. Okay, so we have, for example, here on the 1-hour chart, a support zone between 64,790 and 65,670 with dotted lines here. Now that support area, while it wasn't a great setup, it acted as a jump off point for higher prices. The price rallied into resistance. And I explained to you that we have some weak resistance here between 67,550 and 68,440. And that if we get a break above it, it might mean that the microstructure is starting to shift, or that we're working on the white count. Now, what I have done, I've just reset the blue B wave, the internal B wave, a little higher. And that's the short-term bearish count. Short-term bearish suggests an A wave topped here in blue on the 21st of October. That's wave A of 5 of 1 in blue. Then the B wave could still be unfolding. A, B, C, and then we go higher to complete the blue count. Yeah. So just be very careful. I mean, essentially we are just below a major breakout point of this larger range. And it is, of course, difficult to get through. So the blue scenario reminds us what could happen with the price if we get rejected. Okay. And while we have broken initial resistance, that's not really confirmation as such for the white count, which should go higher more directly. It's not really so relevant, okay, because the B waves don't necessarily respect resistances that well. They're simply, whenever we talk about a B wave, just some additional levels to watch. It's yeah, and even if it's the blue B wave, it could go a little higher, get rejected, and come down. So we'll have to see how the market does it. I don't want to commit yet to the white count completely, but as I said in the beginning, in both counts, ideally we go higher, either directly or with a bit of a diversion and then higher. And the blue count, as I said, it reminds us just of that potential, that risk that we could spend a bit more time below the breakout point. And if it's the white count, however, the price needs to hold above the Friday low. So it needs to hold above 65,550. Because this is the beginning of the white third wave. And it should take us, into that target zone above. And is there anything else to say? No, I think it's just being prepared for frequent wave count changes. Next upside target should be clear. I'd like to see the price get there. If it's happening directly or after a short diversion, I mean, again, I gave you the level for that, right? That's the Friday low. That helps us distinguish between the two. So that's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.